Hello, here we are. So we're on the 18th day of the Oma, so 2 weeks, 4 days of the Oma. And we have our seventh and sixth Sephirot, so Netzach of Tiferet. Netzach we'll be dealing with all next week, looking at each of the Sephirot within Netzach. But just a quick overall, I'll give more information next week. It's mastery and victory. It's about endurance, willpower, tenacity, resilience, all those kind of, it's like the masculine, this is the masculine side, masculine outgoing energy. So it's a healthy ego really that we need in this world. And obviously Tiferet is our beautiful Venus energy, the heart energy, compassion, beauty, truth, harmony and balance, because it's balancing Netzach and Hod, and Hod will, Netzach and Hod, and we'll have Hod tomorrow. So today, before I go on, if you enjoy, please like, subscribe, comment. It'll help grow the channel, and share it with anyone else you feel. And thank you for those who've been regularly sharing on Facebook. It's really appreciated. Yeah, so 7th and 6th Sephirot. So we're still on our swords. So we've got the 7 and the 6 of swords. So the 7 of swords, I mean, He's a wily character. He's sometimes called the Lord of Unstable Effort, I think. But I kind of see it in terms of the mind as not letting anyone or any external input to manipulate your inner thoughts. That's how I've seen it today, or your life, or your thought patterns. And then the 6 I was seeing as, you know, the resolution of the conflict, the mental conflict that you've been having, kind of a decision, a mental, intellectual, heart, brain decision, and a move on to the higher consciousness. And what sits in between on that path from Netzach to Tiferet is the death card. This keeps coming up, I know, but I do reflect on death, because it's not just you know, physical death. This more often than not is the death between, you know, the transition cycles. It comes before regeneration, and I see it in terms of ego or situations dying. With the mind, you know, as we're looking at the swords, it can also depict this kind of, you know, the feeling you get around death when someone you love physically dies, that loss of hope. One thing that I was reflecting of, the mental loss of hope within death, was when I was in my 30s, some time ago, my grandfather was dying. Now this was my first experience of death, of someone I really loved, you know, that had been around me all my life. And I remember coming back from the hospital and standing outside the house, and my small children were in there, and I thought, oh, I've got to go in. And I'm standing there in this kind of despairing place, this loss of hope, you know, that you get with that. And it was autumn time, and I was looking at the leaves, you know, just turning it all over on my mind, beautiful leaves. And I had a voice that resonated in me. It was almost spoke loudly within me, saying there's beauty in death. Now I didn't understand that, but it kind of imputed some sense of peace in me. I didn't really think about it much. I went into the house and dealt with the children, and consequently my grandfather died the following day when I went up there. But what came to me in the months and years ahead, and it's been a source of peace for me that there's beauty in death, was remembering the details of my grandfather. I thought, what beauty can there be in death? Well, what it does, death, actual death, when you lose someone, is, you know, after the initial shock and the real hideous grief, what you do is you start really appreciating, you know, what that person brought you. You know, you start having gratitude, a depth of gratitude for all they brought into your life. And then you can also have a sense of gratitude for your own strength, your own love, your resilience. That's a Netzach quality, you know, the resilience you've had. Yeah, so I just thought I'd share that story, because there's, you know, people see the death card or talk about death and they think, but actually there are some beautiful aspects, you know. But also, I'm thinking of death more in terms now of the death of ego. You know, when we go through processes, when we go from Netzach up to the heart, the path of death is the death of, can be death of ways of thinking, belief, concepts, you know, passing from what we know into the unknown, which is what physical death is. It's a passing from the body, and it's an unknown quantity. So when we're passing from Netzach with this focused determination to kind of have a heart opened, and especially on a spiritual path where you're looking to have that kind of mystical union in terms of divinity, it is that time of losing all the things, all the blockages that keep you from that love, keep you from the ability of having that love for the whole. It's like that skin shedding of the snake. It's a renewal of our mind, a renewal of our heart, brain, you know, that kind of real renewal, just like our skin really, that renews every 7 years. So in that respect, this, you know, Lord of unstable effort and what looks like a not good card could actually be seen as someone who's retrieving what was taken from him, you know. In the fight, you know, the Five of Swords with Deborah, you know, the guy on the beach with the swords, so he could be seen as retrieving that. So he's retrieving everything that made him forget who he was. And with this Six of Swords, I think I talked about it before, we could see that as either passing across you know, the Jordan to the promised land and the land full of milk and honey, or we could see that as passing over the river Lethe from the Greek mythology. So that is the river of forgetfulness. So this Seven of Swords, I thought, could be a retrieving, you know, where he's lost. If we're going from the 6 to the 7, he's lost that. And he's lost his determination. He's taken back a mentality of hope, love, you know, truth, the beauty of the heart, the Venus energy. He's taken that back because he went there on that river of forgetfulness and he forgot who he was. So, you know, the determination, the perseverance to do that work when we're having like that descent to the soul, when we're doing our spiritual walk of dying to self, really is what it is, dying to the old, to have that regeneration into the new. So it's a sense of that death, the beauty in death is that we can remain open-hearted, we can remain with Netzach, with that determination, that focused energy to do that journey, to get to that other shore, whatever that may be. It's that process. I mean, if we're in the middle of a death process, whether literal or of our concepts, ideas, ways of being, relationships, you know, we do need to take heart. We do need to know that this too shall pass. Those dark times pass, because out of that is a renewal of hope and love and beauty. So you do reach the other shore and start remembering exactly who you are. So they were my kind of reflections, a little bit dark, but actually full of hope and full of beauty. Then I randomly pulled one of my white light oracle decks and got the Theta of Venus. Well, of course, Tiferet is Venus energy. Oh, beautiful. There we go. Beautiful Theta of Venus. Theta is that level of vibration, something like, I think it's below 10 hertz, I believe, if I remember rightly. But it's accessed in light sleep, dream state, deep meditation. You know, and that's the place that we become aware of deep-seated programming and conditioning. So that forgetfulness, because we've been conditioned, we've had our natural state kind of removed, we've forgotten it. So that theta is that's that way of healing, reframing it. But the actual oracle, I'll read some. It says, attune yourself to a higher consciousness by choosing to access the purest frequencies of love within. So Tiferet. Acknowledge lower frequencies such as judgment, fear, doubt or shame when they arise within or around you, but do not give them a foothold in your heart. So yeah, they come up, observe them, you know, but take back that frequency of love. Don't sit in that, really. Look at the oracle saying. You are ready for a higher understanding, the path from Netzach to Tiferet. To see things in a new and more positive light. Allow your inner knowing to guide you on a unique, beautiful and highly spiritual life path. So yeah, Venus, morning and evening star, the stellar goddess and guardian of transitional awareness, higher consciousness of the heart. So yeah, they were my reflections. Beautiful oracle card for that, pulled randomly, so blessed with that, I felt. Right, I'm going to pull a chakra card. Our chakra obviously is 6, the heart, Tiferet, and 7, which is the solar plexus, along with Hod. So the fire in our belly and the fire in our heart. So yeah, let's pull that. Oh, had this before. Play. Heart chakra, play. So perhaps part of what we've forgotten on that river leaf, you know, the forgetfulness is how to play, how to enjoy the beauty, the Venus energy, the harmony. So yeah, this one's come up before, and it's that sense of, you know, I mean, in this boat, when I think of that as, you know, the river Leith, the river of forgetfulness, perhaps they're crossing back over it, and that's the remembering of the masculine, the feminine and the child. So we need to be able to play, we need to be able to drop the seriousness and enjoy life, and be able to enjoy the beauty of life and the harmony, you know. Yeah, so that's play. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull us some little message cards. We've got the healing deck I love because it's got like the tree of life on it. So I'll pull us, instead of tarot, I'll pull us some little message cards. See what Spirit has to add to that. So that's the artwork. So it's, I don't know if you can see it in this light, it looks like soft grass. It says soften and open back into love all day long. That sense of laying in the grass like you did as a child, looking at the sky, you know, soften into love. Soften, go lay on the grass and, you know, paint pictures in the sky like we did when we were young. Well, I still do it now. So yeah, soften your heart, play, soften. And I'll pull another set. Oh, that's lovely, I like that. Soften into love. Yeah, it's the trouble, we get too adult, too serious, too locked out of that beauty, because the children, you know, they never stop seeing the beauty of everything. They even think we're gods and goddesses. Yeah, so soften. It's your artwork. Ah, yeah. Abundance. When your heart intention is to serve humanity, doors of abundance naturally open. So yeah, heart intention, isn't it? It's real Tiferet and that Netzach determination. I think one of the things in it, I'll just have a look at some notes. Yeah. No, it's not. It's about mastery, victory, mission, endurance, fortitude, willpower. But I guess, you know, you can have all those and have, you know, end up stealing something. So it's that sense of, yeah, abundance comes when you soften, lay back into love, and your heart intention is to serve. So yeah. Yeah, mission to serve in love. All right. Hope you enjoyed. Lots of love. Bye bye.